Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and enjoying your studies. So student, today we will start our next chapter. Chapter number 4, name climate, class 9th. So student, first you tell me why do we wear woolen in December? And why is hot and uncomfortable in the month of May? And why it rains in the month of June and July? To know all these questions we can find in our chapter climate. So shall we start our new chapter? Let's start. Students, here we distinguish between weather and climate. Weather stands for the actual atmospheric condition for a short period, a day or a week. And climate is the aggregate of atmospheric condition for a longer period, we can say 30 years. The weather changes from day to day, thus cannot be generalized. The climate is everlasting and static. It does not change so frequently. Weather depends upon the dominant element at a particular time, say rainfall, temperature, etc. Climate is the composite picture of all the elements spread over a longer period. So, students, do you know the word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausim, which literally means season. Monsoon refers to the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year. Student, the climate of India is described as the monsoon type climate. This type of climate is found mainly in the South and the Southeast Asia. Student, do you know in certain places there is a wide difference between day and night temperatures? In the Thar Desert, the day temperature may rise to 50 degrees Celsius and drop down to near 15 degrees Celsius the same night. On the other hand, there is hardly any difference in day and night temperatures in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands or in Kerala. These variations have given rise to variety in lives of people in terms of the food they eat, the clothes they wear, and also the kind of houses they live in. So students, here are some questions I can ask. Let's start. So student, first question, why the houses in Rajasthan have thick walls and flat roofs? During winter, extreme cold is experienced. During nights, thick walls do not allow cold to enter the houses. Hence, houses inside remain warm. During summer, extreme heat is experienced during days. Thick walls do not allow heat to enter inside the houses. They absorb heat and the inside is cool. And flat roofs? Flat roofs. There is sand everywhere on the ground. Flat roofs are used to dry crops and bring out grains. Dry fodder is kept on flat roofs of the houses. Flat roofs are used for sleeping during summer nights. Flats are ideal for keeping the houses cool during summer and warm in winter. Due to scanty rainfall, there is no risk of breaking the flat roofs are used for rainwater harvesting as there is scanty rainfall. So students, next question. Why is it that the houses in the Tarai region and in Goa and Mangalore have sloping roofs? Answer is, rainfall occurs heavily in these regions. To avoid the risk of flooding the roof, sloping roofs are made to allow rainwater flow speeding. Non-accumulation water allows sloping roofs being safe during raining season. So, students, houses in Assam are built on stilts. Answer, due to heavy rainfall, almost throughout the year, the ground is always wet. Stilts also allow free flow of water and the houses are not flooded. Several poisonous reptiles live on the ground. To avoid wetness and danger from poisonous reptiles, the houses are built on stilts. So students, our next subtopic is climatic controls. There are 6 major controls of the climate of any place. They are latitude, altitude, pressure and wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents and relief feature. So here we explain all these points. First is latitude. Due to the curvature of the earth, the amount of solar energy received on the earth varies from latitude to latitude. This results in the decrease of air temperature from equator to the poles. It determines the climate of a place. Examples: on equator, temperature is always high. Temperature near the poles remain low the year around. Second, altitude. With increase in altitude, the atmosphere goes on becoming less dense and temperature goes on decreasing. It affects the climate. Example: the rate of decrease in temperature with increase in height is 1 degree Celsius per 165 meter of height. Next is air pressure and wind system. Air pressure and wind system of an area depends on the latitude and altitude of that area. The pressure and wind system exert profound influence on the climate of any place because they control the temperature and rainfall pattern. Distance from the sea. As the distance from the sea increases, its moderating influence decreases and the people experience extreme weather conditions. This condition is known as continentality, that is very hot during summer and very cold during winter. Examples: temperature remain uniform in Mumbai throughout the year. At Delhi, winter and summer temperatures varies from 0.2 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Fifth point, ocean currents. Ocean currents along with onshore winds affect the climate of a place. A coastal area with warm or cold currents flowing past. It is warmed or cooled if the winds are onshore. Sixth is relief. Relief play a major role in determining the climate of a place. High mountains act as barriers for cold or hot winds. They also cause precipitation if they are high enough and lie in the path of moisture-laden winds. Leeward side of mountain remains dry. What is leeward sides? It is other side of mountain where winds descend after adding much of the rainfall. So student, now we will discuss our next topic. Factors affecting India's climate. So here we discuss 3 factors: latitude, altitude, pressure and winds. Latitude. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from the Run of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area. All the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climates. Next, altitude. India has mountains to the north which have an average height of about 6,000 meters. India also has a vast coastal area where the maximum elevation is about 30 meters. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to the Central Asia. third is pressure and winds. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions. 1. Pressure and surface wind. Second, upper air circulation. Third, western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclones. So student, here we discuss pressure and surface wind. India lies in the region of north easterly winds. These winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere. They blow south, get deflected to the right due to the Coriolis force, and move on toward the equatorial low pressure area. Generally, these winds carry very little moisture as they originate and blow over land. Therefore, they bring little or no rain. Hence, India should have been an arid land, but it is not so. Let us see why. But student, here we first discuss Coriolis force. What is Coriolis force? An apparent force caused by the Earth's rotation. The Coriolis force is responsible for deflecting winds toward the right in the northern hemisphere and toward the left in the southern hemisphere. This is also known as Farrell's law. Next is the pressure and wind. The pressure and wind conditions over India are unique. During winter, there is a high pressure area north of the Himalayas. Cold dry winds blow from this region to the low pressure areas over the oceans to the south. In summer, a low pressure area develops over interior Asia as well as over northwestern India. This causes a complete reversal of the direction of winds during summer. Air moves from the high pressure area over the southern India in a southeasterly direction, crosses the equator and turns right towards the low pressure areas over the Indian subcontinent. These are known as the southwest monsoon winds. These winds blow over the warm oceans, gather moisture and bring widespread rainfall over the mainland of India. So our next is the upper air circulation. Upper air circulation in this region is dominated by a westerly flow. An important component of this flow is the jet stream. What is jet stream? Students, these are a narrow belt of high altitude above 12,000 meters. Westerly winds in the troposphere. Their speed varies from about 110 km per hour in summer to about 184 km per hour in winter. A number of separate jet streams have been identified. The most constant are the mid-latitude and the subtropical jet stream. Students, these jet streams are located approximately over 27 degree to 30 degree north latitude. Therefore, they are known as subtropical westerly jet streams. Over India, these jet streams blow south of the Himalayas. All through the year except in summer, the western cyclonic disturbance experienced in the north and northwestern part of the country are brought in by this westerly flow. In summer, the subtropical westerly jet stream moves north of the Himalayas with the apparent movement of the sun. An easterly jet stream called the tropical easterly jet stream blows over peninsular India approximately over 14 degree north during the summer month. So students, here we discuss western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclone. Both are different. Western cyclonic disturbance are weather phenomena of the winter months brought in by the westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. They usually influence the weather of the north and northwest regions of India. Tropical cyclones occur during the monsoon as well as in October and November and are a part of easterly flow. These disturbances affect the coastal regions of the country. You heard about the disasters caused by them on Odisha and Andhra Pradesh coast. So students, our next subtopic is the Indian monsoon and the mechanism of Indian monsoon. The climate of India is strongly influenced by monsoon winds. The sailors who came to India in historic times were one of the first to have noticed the phenomenon of the monsoon. They benefited from the reversal of the wind system, as they came by sailing ships at the mercy of winds. The Arabs, who had also come to India as traders, named this seasonal reversal of the wind system monsoon. So student, the monsoons are experienced in the tropical area roughly between 20° north and 20° south. To understand the mechanism of the monsoon, the following facts are important. Number 1. The differential heating and cooling of land and water. Number 2. The shift of the position of intertropical convergence zone. We can say ITCZ. Number 3. The presence of the high pressure area east of Madagascar. Number 4. Tibetan Plateau get intensely heated. Number 5. The movement of the westerly jet stream to the north of the Himalayas and the presence of the tropically easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during summer. So students, differential heating and cooling of land and water due to this low pressure is found on the landmass. High pressure is found on the water bodies, sea and oceans around India. Second, shift in the position of ITCZ. Intertropical Convergence Zone is the equatorial trough. It is normally positioned at 5° north of equator. During summer, it shifts its position to the Ganga plain and is also known as monsoon trough during the monsoon season. Number 3. Presence of high pressure area east of Madagascar. High pressure area is found east of Madagascar approximately at 20° south over the Indian Ocean. The intensity and position of this high pressure area affect the Indian monsoon. Next, intensely heated Tibetan Plateau, heated during summer. It results in the strong vertical currents at 9 km above the sea level. High pressure is found. And last, westerly jet stream and tropical easterly jet stream. Westerly jet stream move to the north of the Himalayas. At this time during summer, tropical easterly jet stream is present over the Indian peninsula. Students, what is intertropical convergence zone? ITCZ is a broad trough of low pressure in equatorial latitude. This is where the northeast and the southeast trade winds converge. This convergence zone lies more or less parallel to the equator but moves north or south with the apparent movement of the sun. Next is southern oscillation. Changes in the pressure condition over the southern oceans also affect monsoons. Normally, when the tropical eastern southern Pacific Ocean experienced high pressure, the tropical eastern southern Indian Ocean experienced low pressure. But in certain years, usually prevailing pressure conditions are reversed. It results in the low pressure on the eastern Pacific Ocean in comparison to the eastern Indian Ocean. Winds oscillate between eastern southern Pacific Ocean and eastern Indian Ocean. This periodic change in pressure condition and wind is known as the Southern Oscillation or SO. Next is El Nino. A feature connected with the SO is the El Nino. It is a warm ocean current that flows past the Peruvian coast in the place of the cold Peruvian currents every 2 to 5 years. The changes in pressure conditions are connected to the El Nino. Hence, the phenomenon is referred to as ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillations. Warm water along the Pacific coast in the South Pacific Oceans caused heavy rainfall on the Peruvian coast. Rainfall may fail in Southeast Asia due to the shift of warm water from Eastern South Indian Ocean. This is called El Nino effect. So student, let's start our question answer time. State the 6 climate controls. Answer is latitude, altitude, pressure and wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents and relief. Next question. What is literally meaning of monsoon? Answer is Mausim, season. Next question. Which jet stream are most constant? Answer is mid-latitude jet stream, subtropical jet stream. Next question. Expand ENSO. Answer is El Nino Southern Oscillation. Next question. At which height does jet stream blow? Answer is at the height of 12,000 meter. Next question. What is the speed of jet stream? Answer is 110 km per hour in summer and 184 km per hour in winters. So student, I hope you understand all the concept about climate and difference between climate and weather and climatic controls and factors affecting of India's climate. So students, it's our part 1. Next we make part 2. Till then, bye bye. Namaskar.